Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and guess what? Every day, literally, Monday through Friday, we show up here on the Ramon Preston Show to share information with you that we know without a shadow of a doubt will help you properly start, structure, and scale any business, any ministry, any income stream, any wealth building dream. And just in case you don't know, yes, I am the host, Ramon Preston. Me and the squad, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And today, I'm going to continue this series. Just in case you missed yesterday's show, I mentioned that we're going to be hosting a series all week. And this series is actually centered around the 5-step process that I use in my own coaching, consulting, and training. So Ramon Preston Enterprises, which is our holding company, our parent organization, is built as a coaching, consulting, and training firm. So we have a coaching division, we have a consulting division, we have a training division. We particularly coach, consult, and train in business, finances, and real estate. So if you have a business that you're looking to start and structure and scale, if you have certain financial strategies that you want to incorporate into your life, whether it's increasing your income, whether it's developing creative tax strategies, whether it's learning how to reallocate certain earned income and convert it into passive income, or whether it's just real estate in and of itself, that's what we specialize in as coaches, consultants, and trainers. And so we have somewhat of a proprietary process that we use. And I wanted to just take this entire week to literally go through a series of discussions and really lessons to show you that even if you're not a coach, a consultant, a trainer, even if you've never had a consultant, a coach, and trainer in your personal, professional, or financial life, this information that I'm sharing with you, the lessons that I'm giving to you, should heighten your understanding and your comprehension and your awareness to see that it's really important for you to not only have it in your life, personally, professionally, and financially, but it's really important for you to have the mindset of a coach, a consultant, and a trainer, and the skill set of a coach, consultant, and a trainer. So just very quickly to give you a brief overview, we use a five-step process, okay? So our 5-step process, I'll just walk you through it very quickly, is what we call a AD process. It's what we call our AD process. So it's A, I, D, I, E. That's what we call our AD process. And again, I share this information with my community, with my tribe, with my extended family, those of you that are watching, that are listening, that are viewing, that follow on a regular basis. I consider you to be my family. So I share this with you because, number one, it's not taking nothing away from me, especially if you're able to adopt this information and repurpose it in a way that it can make your personal life, your professional life, your financial life a little better. Well, even if you never acknowledge that or even say anything about it, you live knowing that Ramon Preston shared something with me that helped change and transform my life. And so the A is for the assess. We assess our clients. The I is for identify. The D is for develop. The I is for integrate. And then the E is for execute. So this is how we walk every client that we coach and consult through their process, whether it's to help them start, structure, and scale their business, whether it's to help start, structure, and scale their real estate investments, whether it's to help start, structure, and scale their financial independence or their wealth creation. This is the process that we walk our clients through. So we first assess their personal, professional, and financial life. We talked about that yesterday on the show. I showed you how you have to qualify people's personal, professional, and financial goals. You have to qualify it with information, but then you have to quantify it with math so that when you help someone put a goal together, they can actually quantify it with a number, with math, to see if I do ABC and 1, 2, 3, I can get to XYZ. And that's very, very important. But we also help our clients identify. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And all this week, we'll get to each other point or each other step in this process. So tomorrow, we'll talk about the developing process or step. Thursday, we'll talk about integration. And Friday, we'll talk about execution. But today, I want to talk about how to identify what I call the 3 B's in business. So let's just assume we've assessed your situation. All right. Let's assume that we've taken some time to sit down, to go through an initial coaching session, or maybe a regular coaching session or consultation, and we have assessed your personal goals. We have assessed your professional goals. We've assessed your financial goals, and we have identified in those goals everything that you wanted to do. Here is what I want to do in my personal life within the next year. Here's what I want to do in my professional life, whether it's a career, W-2 job, 1099, network marketing business, or legitimate LLC that you have. Here's what I want to do. What do I want to do in my finances? Here's what I want to do. Once we qualify that with information, the next step is we're going to quantify it with math. So what does that look like mathematically? That will be the first step in the process. Now, you may also be asking, how does this apply to me if I'm not a coach, a consultant, a trainer? Well, guess what? You need to watch yesterday's show, because I explained on yesterday's show that even if you have an operation business or a business that's in the market selling a product or a service, okay? You still need to have the mindset and the skill set of a consultant, a coach, and a trainer. So I gave a few examples yesterday. Let's say if you do hair. Let's say if you do nails. Let's say if you paint. Let's say if you sell shoes. Let's say if you do construction. Let's say if you detail cars. All of these are products and services that you provide in the marketplace, right? These are all businesses. You can have a hair business, you can have a nail shop, you can have a paint business, you could sell shoes online or in person, you can have a construction company, you could detail cars. So these are products and services that you actively provide to the marketplace in exchange for money, correct? All right, so how does consulting, coaching, and training play a role in this? Well, if you knew how to provide, excuse me, an expert opinion or a professional perspective to someone who's looking for shoes, so that means you're going to assume the role of a consultant, right? Let's say if somebody is looking to purchase a pair of shoes because they have certain events that they have to go to or certain things that they have to do on a day-to-day basis on their job or for their business, and it requires a certain shoe. Well, if you become their consultant, their coach, and even their trainer when it comes to shoes, even though you are just selling a shoe to a client, but as an expert, as a professional, you can provide a better perspective to them, because now you have that customer's best interests at heart. But what about the people who want to learn the shoe business? What about the people who are interested and fascinated with shoes, but they just don't know how to start a shoe company or start a hair company or start a nail salon or detail cars? Well, if you have the mindset and the skill set of a consultant, coach, and trainer, guess what? You can now have programs, products, and services that cater to the perfect client that will fit that actual profile. So you're not just the shoe guy. Now you're the consultant, coach, and trainer. This is a game changer, and it's something that I talk to all, like there's not one person I coach today. There's not one person I train today. There's not one person that's in my Millionaire Blueprint program, my Millionaire Mentorship program, or my coaching program. There's not one person that I haven't had this conversation with, because I try to explain to them that you don't want to just be the shoe guy or gal. Because when you go into the market just as the shoe guy or the shoe gal, yes, you can sell shoes. Yes, you can sell clothes. Yes, you can landscape, whatever the product or the service is. You could go into the market as the landscape guy, as the shoe gal. You could go into the market and provide products and services. But when you elevate your game to a place that you are now a professional consultant, and you learn what that actually means, you learn what that actually looks like. Now you're able to provide premium services to people who might fit the criteria of these products and services that you're selling, but there's a world of business outside of just selling the shoe. There's a world of business outside of just selling the clothes. The people who are really making the money selling shoes are the people who know how to not just sell the shoe, but people who understand the shoe business. They understand feet. They understand what the client actually needs in order to do what they're doing with the shoe. And in essence, they are consultants because they put themselves in a professional position. They have the mindset and the skill set to know that I'm not just selling a shoe. I'm not just doing people's nails. I'm not just painting walls. I'm not just trimming trees. I'm not just cutting grass. I'm actually providing a premium service to my clients that just happens to be connected to a certain operational business. This is a game changer. In other words, this is the game right here, what I'm talking about. But today, I want to talk about identifying the 3 B's of your business, the 3 B's of your business. So again, assuming that we have assessed the situation, this is how coaches and consultants, at least this is how my coaches and consultants, those who I train and those who work for me, this is what we do. We want to assess. That's the first step. And then we want to identify the 3 B's in your business. So if we have already assessed your personal, professional, and financial goals, we've qualified them and quantified them. The next step for me is to identify the 3 B's of your business. And so the first B is the structure of your business. This is the first B. Okay? So the first B is the structure of your business. This is the business structure. That's what I'm looking for. That's the first B that I'm going to focus on. I want to focus on what is your perfect business structure. Now, why do I want to identify with this? Because how your business is structured is going to have a lot to do with how you market your business. So, for example, let's say if we took one of those products and services as an example, let's say if you had a landscaping company, right? If you had a landscaping company and what you provided on a day-to-day basis was landscaping services, okay, then most people who start landscaping businesses, and this word could be changed to hair, nails, training, coaching, wellness, fitness. It could be changed to this word here can be changed to anything. Whatever the thing is that you're using to provide a service or to sell a product, when you build your business around this thing, you actually put a ceiling. This is a ceiling. You put a ceiling over your potential because most likely you never rise above the thing that you're doing. So now you start landscaping LLC. So you have a landscaping company and that's at the top of your mountain. You're a landscaper. And even though as a landscaper with a landscaping company or hair company, nail, whatever it is, company, even though you're providing some level of consulting to the customer, even though you're providing some level of training to the people that may be working with you, it's not resonating the same way in the market. So when you think about the perfect business structure and how to identify with it, I always teach that what you would need to do in this situation is to start a holding company. This is how I would do it. And so my holding company would be LLC number 1. Now I have a parent organization. And so this holding company may not be called Landscaping LLC. My holding company may be called, let's say, Ramon Preston Enterprises. And so because I have a holding company, now guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that my holding company becomes the umbrella, the parent organization that can provide premium services of consulting or coaching or training, so that if there's anybody in a specific industry that I know I can provide a product and service to, but if there's anybody in that industry that wants to understand that industry better, understand the products and services for that industry better, understand the business systems and processes of that industry better. Let's say if it was landscaping. Guess what? They can come to me and get information from me as a consultant, because I have a parent organization that has premium services to help people understand this world, even if I'm not providing the landscaping service, even if I'm not providing whatever the product is. If I am an expert because I've repositioned myself by making sure the structure of my business made more sense, now I can help coach people who may want to be in that industry. I can train people to understand this industry better. And I still haven't talked about providing the service yet, because I've elevated myself to a place within my business structure that gives me the leverage to not just be a professional, right? But it gives me the leverage, it gives me the luxury of also increasing the value of my services. And so my holding company, which is my LLC number 1, will be the parent to LLC number 2, and this LLC could actually be the company that provides the service or that sells the product. So I'm never limited to the company that's providing the product and service, because I've elevated myself to manage the company that actually owns the company that provides the product and service. And just that structure alone, it changes how you are viewed in the marketplace. So when I talk about identifying the 3 B's, I'm talking about number 1, your business structure. So this is why I tell a lot of my clients and students that I talk to, when they come to me and say, I already have a LLC. Okay, what is your LLC centered around? Oh, my LLC is for painting. My LLC is for selling shoes. I don't knock them. I'm not going to be condescending to them, because it says a lot about your drive to even try to do the best you can. But what I show them is, you can keep that LLC that you have that is being used as an operational entity, but put it under another business structure that frees you to be more, to reach greater potential. Because a lot of times when you go into the market as the person who's selling the product, as the person who's providing the service, your market value is low, because people who do the things that you do, or all of us do in certain businesses, come a dime a dozen. But everybody is not positioned as an expert or as a professional who has done the work, who has gotten trained, who has developed, who understands the world of business from a different perspective. Everybody hasn't done that. And so now, even though anybody can sell a pair of shoes, but everybody can't do what you can do when it comes to shoes. Talk about feet, talk about socks, talk about sweat glands, talk about feet doctors, talk about, smells and how you perspire in your feet. Experts are going to do that. And when an expert can have that broad of a scope when it comes to just a shoe business, it makes it easier for that expert to sell shoes. Am I making sense to you? If I'm making sense, I want you to put it in the comments, something that you feel is like a real good takeaway so far based on what I'm showing you when it comes to identifying, because this is the second step in my 5-step process. When I consult and coach my clients, we assess them, we identify, we develop, we integrate, and we execute. So this is the identifying part right here. So this is the first thing that I'm going to identify. I want to look at, what is your business structure? Now, of course, if you don't have a business structure, it's easier for us to start you out with a holding company so that you can have a legacy company. You can have a parent organization. And if in fact there's not a business that is needed to have a separate subsidiary, what I typically say is you have your holding company, and then even if you don't have a subsidiary yet, in between your subsidiary and your holding company, you can have what we call divisions. So your divisions can just be departments. So let's say you haven't built out another business that needs to be separated. Well, you could just operate this division within the ecosystem of your holding company until it grows up and demands that it is separated as another legal entity. But this is the first aspect of identifying, one of the first B's. It's business structure, okay? Let's get to the second B. The second B is your brand identity. This is your brand identity. So if you remember now, we want to build the first B. This is the first box we gonna check, right? Business. That's business structure. That's the first box. We got the second box, and then we got the third box. The second box is brand identity. So now how are we going to check the brand identity box? Well, we have to think about your brand. So if you've structured your business correctly, like for example, my business was structured around Ramon Preston. So Ramon Preston Enterprises is a business. We structured it as a holding company. So anything that I produce as a product or service is going to come under the banner of a business structure that's called Ramon Preston Enterprises. But because I structured it that way and I used that name, guess what else I was able to accomplish? My brand identity. Because now when you see the name Ramon Preston, when you see the RP logo, anything that you see associated to it, whether it's Ramon Preston University, Ramon Preston Enterprises, Ramon Preston Marketing, Ramon Preston Sales, RP Capital, any name that is connected to Ramon Preston or RP, it not only checks the box of my business, but it also checks the box of my brand. So you have to think about your brand when you're building your business. Don't wait until you build a business and realize, wow, what is my brand? Because you need to know what your brand identity is before you start wasting a lot of money running ads. Before you do a lot of marketing and realize that your marketing is not resonating because your message is not consistent, because you're not clear on your business or your brand identity. And so when you think about your brand identity, you got to think about what exactly do I want people to remember everything that I do by? Because it may not be landscaping. It may not be selling shoes. It may not be painting. It may not be hair and nails. Those may just be things that you're good at, but they're not actually top of the mountain businesses. They're just things that you're good at doing, but you don't necessarily want to build a brand around it. And maybe you do. But if you do, you need to be clear on that when you're focusing on your brand identity. All right? And then number 3, we have brand ambassador. This is something that a lot of people don't think about. This is the brand ambassador box. Brand ambassador. Now, what is a brand ambassador? A brand ambassador is something or someone who represents your brand identity and your business structure. So for example, when you think of Geico Insurance, right? It's a business. It has a brand identity. Why? Because Geico is a brand, but it also has a brand ambassador. Who or what is the brand ambassador? A Geico lizard. When you think of Fruit Loops, you think of a business structure. Of course, it's Kellogg's or other cereal companies, but you think of a brand and you think of a brand ambassador for Fruit Loops, Toucan Sam. So you have to take these things into consideration, because if you're able to check these 3 boxes just when it comes to the identity step of your process, it's going to make it so easy for you to go into the marketplace. So like for me, when I go into the marketplace, I'm going into the marketplace as Ramon Preston, right? So whether I'm Prophet Ramon Preston, I'm still Ramon Preston. I don't care what you change the adjective to. You can use Prophet Ramon Preston. You can use Business Coach Ramon Preston. You can use Apostle Ramon Preston. You can use Consultant or Trainer Ramon Preston. You can use Millionaire Mogul. But guess what? It's all centered around a business. It's all centered around a brand that I'm building, and it's all centered around a brand ambassador. I am all 3. So a lot of times when you hear me and you see me and you may not understand like what's happening, because it can come off as if, wow, this person named Ramon Preston is real extra. He's always talking about himself. He's always bragging about himself. He's so flamboyant and so extra and loud, as if he's doing this for himself. I'm not doing this for a person. This is not an individual. Okay? Jay-Z said, I'm a businessman. This is business. This is how you build a business. I'm not doing this for a person named Ramon Preston. I'm not doing this for an individual who's narcissistic or who's self-centered or who's just prideful and arrogant and egotistical. I'm making all that noise for a business that I work for. I'm making all this noise for a brand that I represent. I'm doing this because I've been hired to be the brand ambassador of an organizational enterprise. So for me, Ramon Preston is a business, a brand, and a brand ambassador. So I work for a company that needs me to be loud. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with me. And I want you to really resonate with that even in your business, especially if your business is built around you as a brand ambassador. If your business is built around you as a brand, if your business is built around you as a structure, and you are the walking billboard of your business, you've got to get comfortable knowing that it ain't personal. This is not an individual ego trip. This is about me working for a company that hires me and pays me well to do a certain job. I always tell my customers, my clients, my students, I give them an example. I say, if a major company called you, like a $1 billion, $1 trillion company called you and said, we want to hire you to be the CEO, and we want you to run our business. We want you to help build our brand, but we want you to be the brand ambassador. I don't care what the name of that company is. If they told you they'll pay you $100 million to run the business, build the brand, be the brand ambassador, the only condition is, whatever the name of our business is, you have to become Mr. whatever that business is, or Mrs. whatever that business is. Would you do it for $100 million? Now I know some of y'all so deep, you're gonna be like, nah, dog, I ain't finna do it. Ain't nobody gonna sell me out. Yeah, whatever. You just never had the opportunity. But if a company called me and said, hey, give us 1 year, help build our business, help us with our brand, and be our brand ambassador, I would be the first person to say, for 100 million or for $1 billion, my name is Ramon Preston, and I'm Mr. whatever the name of that business is. So I want you to understand that. And please put in the comments what your takeaway is so far on what I've been sharing with you. This is just the identity part of the process that I've been referring to. So let me go back through it again. All right? So we have a 5-step process that we use. If you're going to be a coach, a consultant, and trainer, you definitely have to learn this stuff. If you're going to run a business that provides products and services to the marketplace, I would highly recommend that you learn this because your value is going to go up. If you're more than just the tumbler guy or the tumbler gal, if you're more than just the sunglass guy or gal, if you're more than just the tree trimmer or the car detailer, but you are a professional expert who understands this space and the world of business in this space or with that product and service, it increases your value and it makes it actually easier for you to sell the product and service because now people feel as if you can become the go-to person. A lot of people come to me that don't even buy my products and services. There are a lot of people who don't buy my business and financial training. There are a lot of people who don't use me to coach and consult them. But guess what? They'll ask me a whole lot of questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think if I should do this or that? Why? Because they know I am an expert in my market. They know that I have put myself in a position to know this space like the back of my hand when it comes to business, finances, and investing. So guess what's going to happen? They're going to use me as a go-to. They're not using me as a go-to because I'm the guy just trying to sell and push a product. They're not using me as a go-to because I'm just a good motivational speaker or I'm a nice preacher or I'm an amazing leader. They're using me as a go-to because my position within my organization is that of an expert. And I really, really recommend for those of you who may not be coaches and consultants and trainers to understand that. And if you are in that space, you don't even have a choice. If you call yourself a coach, life coach, fitness coach, spiritual coach, emotional coach, psychological coach, if you call yourself a consultant, if you call yourself an educator, a trainer, a speaker, an influencer, you have to elevate your life to that place and position to be that go-to person. And so again, when it comes to identifying, all right, when it comes to identifying, did I spell that right? Identifying, yes. Whew. My God, that's a big word. When it comes to identifying, what are we identifying? Number one, we're identifying our perfect business structure. Number two, we're identifying our, I'll say, perfect brand identity. And number three, we're identifying our perfect brand ambassador. Those are the three things that we're going to identify, all right? And these are the three B's. The B of business, that's number one. The B of brand, that's number two. And the B of brand ambassador, that's number three. And that's just the second step in the 5-step process that I use. So again, I would love to get some feedback from you. I would love to know how you feel about the world of consulting, the world of coaching, the world of training. Again, I know that there are so many people who consider themselves to be coaches and consultants and influencers and experts who want to take their intellectual assets of ideas and information and share it to be compensated, to monetize, but there's a certain way that you need to do it. So a lot of my clients in my coaching program, a lot of my clients that I mentor who are in my mentoring program, even a lot of clients that we have that are on our training program, our university, our online program, a lot of them are in the coaching or speaking or leadership or educational space. And this is why I teach this so regularly, because it's very, very important for you to be able to identify with at least those three B's. Because if I know what my perfect business structure needs to be, now I'm free from limitations. I have my business structured and set up right. And some people may ask, even with the business structure, why should I start a holding company when I don't need a holding company? I want to sell phones. I want to sell clothes. I want to sell accessories. Well, the reason why I'm still going to recommend that, because selling whatever or providing whatever as a product and service, to me, is an operational entity. It's an operating entity. It's not a holding company. It's not an entity that owns operational entities. I would want you to be put in a position that you're not just building your whole life around one entity that may change or pivot at any point. What if you get tired of selling clothes? What if it don't work in 8 months and you done built this whole business? It don't mean you can't still build a business around it. It don't mean you can't spend money on branding it and marketing it and getting it into the marketplace and making it something. But what it means is that business needs to be under an umbrella entity that still frees you up to grow, to be more, to live your other potentials out, rather than being stuck in a vehicle or a vertical that if anything changes, it affects your whole business, it affects your whole life. That's why the business structure is so important. Why is the brand identity is so important? Because you have to make a decision to build a brand. And sometimes building a brand is not following what you see a lot of multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies doing. So you could be taking advice from somebody that says, oh, that's an awesome name of your product. That's an awesome name of your service. And all you do is just focus on building the brand of that product and service, but you forget to build the brand of your parent organization. And sometimes building the brand of you is more important than building the brand of the product and service. Because when you think of some of the wealthiest people on the planet, when you think of some of the most well-known people and popular people and famous people on the planet, you might not even know the names of their companies. They got to tell you what company they own. They got to tell you what products and services they bought. You know why? Because all you think about is that person. So when you hear people like Shaquille O'Neal talk about owning 5 Guys and I believe Annie's Pretzels, and he owns restaurants and all types of different businesses, you're like, wow, Shaq owned that too? But the brand is not necessarily the restaurant, is it? The brand is Shaq. And so you want to really see to it that you put yourself in a position to create that brand identity. So I want Ramon Preston to be a business. I want Ramon Preston to be a brand. I want Ramon Preston to be a brand ambassador, so that whatever Ramon Preston puts his hands on, the brand is on it, because this is a part of an ecosystem that Ramon Preston as a business, as a brand ambassador, not just as an individual, is building to make sure that the value of this product goes up, not because of the product. The value of this product goes up, not because of who manufactured it. The value of this product goes up because of what? The business that's been built and the brand that's being built that is plastered on it. It's no different than some of these name brand companies, designer clothes and designer cars and luxury homes and different things that are considered to be major brands, but they have businesses built around them to see to it that every time they go into the marketplace, they automatically get attention. And so why should you focus on the perfect brand ambassador? Because you have to have some human interaction, or at least a feel of human interaction. Like I said, when you think of Geico Insurance, you don't see Warren Buffett. He is the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. All right? Berkshire Hathaway owns Geico Insurance. So Berkshire Hathaway is the holding company. Geico Insurance is a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. But you don't see Warren Buffett going out there really doing what the Geico Lizard is doing. But the Geico Lizard has a human feel, right? It feels like a person. It feels like you're having a real conversation. So they've taken a concept. They've taken a concept of a business, built a brand around the concept of that business, and identified a brand ambassador to make a connection with people. So every time you think of, I hope I'm spelling it right. I don't even know if I am. Every time you think of Geico, you're not thinking about Warren Buffett, are you? Every time you think of Geico, are you thinking about Berkshire? I don't even know if I'm spelling this name right. Hathaway. Are you thinking about those two people or that business when you think of Geico? Or are you thinking about a lizard? Or are you thinking about a funny commercial? See what I mean? Because a business and a brand ambassador has been identified. So I want to encourage all of you to really take some time out. You may have to go back, rewatch this video, watch yesterday's video. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to talk about the other steps of my 5-step process. So again, my process is called the 80 process. The 80. So that's what I do as a coach and a consultant. Assess, identify, develop, integrate, and execute. So this is what you will expect from me if you hired my company to coach you and consult you. Now, maybe you feel like you not only need coaching and consulting, but maybe you feel like you are a coach and consultant and you want to put yourself in a position to become better at being that, even if it's just to increase the value of your products and services. Well, guess what? I got 2 options for you. I mean, I actually have more options for you, but 2 of the main options that we have is we have a Millionaire Blueprint. It's an online training program for business and finances. A lot of this information we share in that program. There are hundreds of courses, training videos, lessons, tutorials, documents, forms to show you everything you need to know on how to start and structure a holding company, how to file and form your paperwork, how to invest in real estate, how to develop creative tax strategies. We have workshops that we make available to you in there. We have masterminds. We have so much content on goal setting and scheduling and products and pricing. This is all virtual online, meaning that you can literally be mentored by me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year on demand from your phone, your tablet. You can literally turn any space that you're in throughout the day into an online training university, learning the things that I have developed to become a blueprint millionaire. Literally, it's my personal blueprint. So that's our online program called the Millionaire Blueprint. We also have a Millionaire Mentorship program. It includes the online program, but it also includes personal accelerated coaching and consulting from me and from my staff. So our Millionaire Mentorship program is a 1-year accelerated business and financial coaching and consulting program. So we have 3 tiers. 1 tier is our gold tier. It's our first tier. We start you out with an initial coaching and consulting session, and then we put you in our program. You get access to our Millionaire Blueprint, of course. You get access to our weekly coaching calls and Millionaire Monday mentorship sessions. You get access to our quarterly mastermind workshops. They are 1-day events. And guess what? You have an opportunity to be a part of a community of people who are being coached, who are being trained, who are being mentored, many of whom are coaches, consultants, and trainers. Our gold tier offers you 1 initial coaching session, 1 initial sit down with me, and then the weekly coaching calls. Our platinum, which is our second tier, offers quarterly coaching check-ins. Our diamond offers monthly coaching check-ins. So it really just it comes down to how much in-person one-on-one coaching and consulting do you need from me. That will determine what tier works for you. But if you're interested in our online or our accelerated coaching and consulting mentorship program for upcoming millionaires, just text the word millionaire to me right now, and I will reach back out to you, and we will walk you through an initial assessment to share with you what both of our programs are about, to help you identify with what best fits your criteria based on where you want to go and how quick you want to get there. And we'll be more than happy to either onboard you to our online Millionaire Blueprint or to our accelerated Millionaire Mentorship program. Now, just in case you don't know, because maybe you are already consulting people, coaching people, training, you've built your coaching and consulting and training business, but you just need to fine tune it and really polish it up on a professional level, you can always ask us about our coaching and consulting certification program. We do have a certification program where we train you to certify you as a coach and consultant, meaning that I'm going to teach you my entire process for providing coaching and consulting, and you can add it to your business, and it's very, very beneficial for you. We also have a licensing program. Maybe you don't even want to deal with trying to create new content, but you would like to use the business and financial training content, curriculum, and material that we have. Well, we offer a licensing program. You can basically buy a license, purchase a license from me. It's similar to a franchise, and you will literally have authorization to sell our Millionaire Blueprints. You will actually have authorization to sell your own version of our Millionaire Mentorship programs to provide that to your clients. And guess what? You won't even have to reinvent the wheel, because we provide the curriculum, we provide the digital programs and products. All you would have to do is process the onboarding payments and make sure that you have your database of your clients that come through your business, and we will assist you with the rest. So if you're interested in knowing more about the certification or the licensing, in addition to our Millionaire Mentorship or Blueprint, just please text the word millionaire to 678-922-1963. This was a good show today, and I really hope that you've gotten some value from what I've shared with you. I would love to get your feedback. Please, please do me a favor. Drop in the comments what your biggest takeaway was today. Maybe you had a couple big takeaways. Let me know what your feedback is. How has this show today helped you understand the importance of coaching and consulting? But more importantly, how has this show helped you understand the significance, the importance, the severity of being able to identify with your business structure, your brand identity, and your brand ambassador? And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as we can, and we need all the subscriptions possible to make that happen, okay? I want to give a big shout out to all of our coaching clients. For those of you that are a part of our coaching program and you know your coaching program is ending within the next quarter, I want you to reach out to me. We're preparing to send some information to you because we want to extend an offer to you to move you up into our Millionaire Mentorship program. Maybe you know that, hey, I need more coaching from you. I need more consulting. I need more training. I need more time. 1 year was not quite enough. And I would love to speak with you. All you have to do is just reach out to your Millionaire Concierge. You should already have that information. Reach out to her and just let her know, I heard Prophet Ramon mention that he wants to provide an offer for me to move up to the Millionaire Mentorship program, to extend my time on our Millionaire Blueprint, to extend my time in the coaching calls, to extend more coaching sessions. What do we need to do? How can we reset ourselves so that we can stay connected? I want you to do that. And again, I'll be reaching out to all of our current coaching clients to give you that offer and that option, but I really want you to move forward. I want you to win. I want you to live your dreams out. That's why we do what we do. See, one of the big advantages that I have as a business and financial coach and consultant is that I'm a prophet. I'm a minister. God called me to preach the gospel. I got saved in a trap house 25 years ago. I had a very similar experience like Paul the Apostle. God apprehended me. He cleaned me up instantaneously, saved me, delivered me, and made me who I am. And from that time to this time, I've been committed to serving God, to serving my community, to being a leader and a pillar to the faith community that I'm a part of, to be a tribe leader to the people who are part of my tribe, and to show them that you could be rich and anointed and still have integrity, still uphold biblical principles, still be righteous and holy, still live above reproach. You don't have to be scammy and shabby and shady and trifling and ratchet. You don't have to be all that to be a business person and a man or woman of God. And so I'm very grateful for the opportunity that God has given to me. And I love every one of you. Again, subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter. Wherever you can find me at Ramon Preston. It's at Ramon Preston. And be sure to let everyone know that we're giving away a lot of information. We giving you the game. We want you to win. We want you to succeed. 2022 is our unstoppable year of double. Our unstoppable year of double. So again, for the rest of this week, we're going to continue to have these discussions. I look forward to speaking with many of you who are interested in purchasing our Millionaire Blueprint, our Millionaire Mentorship program. Maybe you need some consulting and coaching certification training. Maybe you want to be a licensee. Maybe you're like, you know what, Ramon, you're building an amazing brand. I don't even want to reinvent the wheel. I want to just become a distributor of your Millionaire Blueprints. I want to become a licensee. I want to come into partnership with you. That's what our licensee program is going to be. And guess what? I'm going to have satellite offices in many major cities. It's going to happen. And a lot of these satellite offices will be hubs, incubators, not just for business and financial training, but these hubs and incubators are going to be institutions to help educate our people and train our people from babies all the way up to adults. And I want people like you to become licensees so that you will be able to penetrate the market in those areas that we are inevitably coming to. It's happening already. We're building an infrastructure for this to happen, and I'm giving my people, my community, an opportunity to get in. My staff and the people who are close to me, they always tell me, they say, one thing about you, Ramon, or whatever they call me, dad or apostle or prophet, nobody can be honest and say that you haven't given them an opportunity. Family members, friends, co-workers, colleagues, whoever it is, in ministry and in business, if they've at least put themselves in a position to get around me, now that's a whole nother situation. Now, again, if you put yourself in a situation to get around me, if you haven't put yourself in a situation to get around me, don't blame me. Check yourself. Look at what you're not doing, or what you're not willing to give up, or what you're not willing to grow up to before you check me on that. But if you've done that, I'm going to make sure I give you game. I'm going to make sure that I lay it out for you and provide everything that I know to you so that you can win, live out your dreams, and succeed. So I love every one of you. I appreciate all of you. If there's anything we can do, just text Millionaire to this number, and we're here to support you. All right, until tomorrow, thank you for joining me today on the Ramon Preston Show, and we'll be here tomorrow, same place, same